Hey, everybody. Welcome to PMS, the Perpetual Motion Squad, a Big Bang Theory fan podcast. And we are your hosts, Big Bang Theory super fans, married couple Kat
And Paul.
and Barney, apparently. And we are excited to be here today to talk all things Big Bang.
Yes, we are.
Yes,
Yes,
we are.
we are.
Yes,
We're
we
here.
are.
And first of all, we are recording this on Valentine's Day
Yes.
2026.
Yes, we are.
So a very happy Valentine's to my Valentine right across from me.
And right back at you, who brought me
Very good.
beautiful roses yesterday.
Mm. And we each exchanged our cards with each other this morning. And
Yes, we
then
did.
for some unknown reason, Cat's eye decided to be funny buggers.
Yeah,
So
it's a little swollen and irritated, and I have absolutely no idea why.
yeah, so we don't know what's happening, but we know we're not going to be doing anything overly exciting today other than funny enough, well, it's not funny enough, but 20 years ago today at 10:20 p.m., my mum lost her battle with cancer.
Yeah,
So it is 20 years, and where if anyone ever says where does 20 years go,
in a
I
blink.
I don't know. I've got no idea. 20 years, it's interesting. 20 years goes so fast. I mean,
It
life
does.
goes by so quickly. Anyone that sits there and says, "Oh, time drags on," no, it doesn't. It
Well, I,
really
I tell
doesn't.
you, I lost my dad in January 10th, 2000. So it's been 26 years now that my dad has been gone, and it still seems like yesterday.
Yeah.
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 All I know is I wish that my dad could have gotten to know Paul in this lifetime, and I would have adored getting to know Paul's mom in this lifetime.
Mm. Yeah,
And she would have liked
because
the shrimp risotto I made last night.
yeah, I mean, Cat likes to cook for me, which is
I
really
do.
wonderful because my ex-wife was the defrost queen of Adelaide. She could defrost a meal like nobody's business, except afterwards you'd have maybe 2.5 hours of dysentery. But, that was her idea. I mean, she would cook once a year. But Cat makes
And
one,
even then she only made soup.
yeah, which is basically soup, and that was it. Which in all fairness, that soup was amazing. But outside of that, it would have been nice to have regular meals rather than defrosting everything.
Yeah,
Um, but Kat makes some beautiful meals, and last night she made a prawn, or as we sort of say, as other people say, a shrimp
shrimp.
risotto,
Yep.
and it was beautiful.
I have to say, I'm getting better at making risotto. That was only the second time I've ever made it. And I found this recipe for basically it's baked risotto where you put everything together, stir it up, and stick it in the oven for 35 minutes,
Mm.
and then stir it up to mix it up. And this one was more creamy. The last one was a little sticky. So I'm still not quite to the level of creaminess that I want it to be, but I'm getting close.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It really was. So
Yeah.
we just wanted to also, obviously, being Valentine's Day, we also want to wish our entire PMS family and everybody that listens to our podcast a very happy Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Now, even
And
if
and
you are by yourself, it's okay. It's
we'll
okay.
be your Valentine.
We will be your Valentine.
Yes, because we love you.
I will be the male Valentine for the females, and she can be the females for the male Valentines.
Because we love our fam.
We do, and the thing is that, Valentine's Day is not supposed to be, depressing or whatever. If you don't have a significant other, it's okay to be alone. It's fine.
Okay, so when I was single, and living in West Hartford, Connecticut, I used to host what I called the Lonely Hearts Party for my single friends.
Hmm.
And they would come over and we'd watch sappy romantic comedies and make homemade pizza. And we had a ball. It was such great fun. And I remember that at one of these parties, my friend Jolene met another one of my friends whose name I cannot remember off the top of my head, but they actually got married.
That is awesome.
Isn't that awesome?
And Jolene is one of those, don't go stealing my man.
Jolene, Jolene,
Jolene, Jolene,
Jolene.
yeah. Don't
It was
steal my
funny.
man just because you can.
I was going through
Yes, everybody, I do know country music,
some
thanks to
hard
her.
some hard drives the other day, and I actually found pictures from their wedding.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But I
But
always loved the fact that they met at my party.
That is great. And look, as I said, there are people that sit there and go, I don't have a partner, so I can't celebrate Valentine's Day. Screw it. Go and be your own
You are your
Valentine.
best Valentine.
Yeah.
I spent
Go out to a movie or
I
something.
I spent a lot of years single,
Mm.
and I would usually take myself to the movies and out to dinner.
Yeah.
On New Year's, I would go to a paint your own pottery place and and do a pottery piece and take myself out for sushi. It was
See?
awesome.
So there are definitely ways around, not I mean, yes, being with a partner is absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
But if you're by yourself, just I mean, I've always said, if I wasn't with Kat, I would it's really interesting. My mother would sit there and go, "Really?" But I always used to say, I have the best time by myself.
Mm.
And if I was ever marooned on a deserted island in the middle of the Pacific, like Tom Hanks was, I would have the best time. Why? Because
You
I'm
would
by
be trying to
myself.
come home?
Well, if I didn't have you, no, I wouldn't want to come home.
As
No,
long
not
as
at
long
all.
as long as I was able to eat and have shelter.
Hey, yeah, I mean, what
I'd be a little
Tom
concerned
Hanks.
about not being able to have medical care, but
Well, yeah, but Tom Hanks had unlimited seafood. I mean, I love seafood, so I'm already there, you know.
yeah,
Now all I need is a
but you have
mango
to be
tree.
able to catch it and gut it.
Well, I can gut fish. I've done that before.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, not hard to do. So it's all good.
Gross, but
Yeah, well, yeah, it's gross, but the fact is that I could do that. So I've always said I could have the most amazing time by myself. So
yeah,
it's all good. Now, also, just want to let everybody know next week is because this is season 2, episode 23, so this is the end of
this is the
season
final
2.
episode of season 2. Yep.
Yeah. Now, next week, episode 1 of season 3, we have a special guest coming.
Yes, we do.
We have one of the members of our family, one of our podcast family who listens to us religiously,
Yep.
is wanting to come and be a co-host on our podcast.
And assuming nothing goes scattywonkers, she will be
Yep,
here.
she will be here. So as there we go. We know it's a she that's coming. But yeah, so she reached out and said, "Can I be on your podcast?" Absolutely. So
Yep.
you've got every availability. If you want to be in on the podcast, just reach out to us, perpetual motion squad 00 @gmail.com, or you can message us on the comment section of Spotify or in the Facebook group or the page or Messenger or
Yep.
wherever you can
Yep.
find it. And just say, "Hey, is there any chance I could be part of the podcast for an episode?"
Yep.
And we would definitely love to have you. So, yes.
Absolutely.
Now, this week we have got season 2, episode number 23,
The
the
monopolar
Monopolar Expedition.
expedition.
What
Yep.
did we think about this episode?
I love this episode. It cracks me up.
I really like this episode, and it is also the time that we actually hear, only we hear what Penny really thinks
Of
of
Leonard leaving. Yep.
Leonard going away.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, and I love that so much.
so do I, because it really does show you that there is something very much there with
Yeah.
regards to Penny and with Leonard. But the
Yep.
episode opens up where we've got Leonard and he's working on his whiteboard. And I like it how Sheldon walks past and says, and he goes, what, and he goes, oh, nothing, I just, and he's trying to hold back the fact that he believes that Leonard has done something wrong. And you know how you get those friends that, you've done something right, and then they give you the old, hmm,
And it makes you
and
doubt
then
yourself.
you start doubting yourself. Well, that's what Leonard does. So
Yeah.
Leonard sits there and erases something on the board and then says, so what about that? And he goes, no, you were right the
You
first
had it
time.
right the first time. Yeah.
You've fallen trap in my classic prank, or Sheldon Cooper prank. And he goes, bazinga.
Buzzinga. Now, hush. I have two pieces of trivia and you're not going to cut me off again. So, this is the first time that we hear Sheldon say Bazinga. And if you watch this on DVD with subtitles, it's often misspelled as Buzzinga, Buzzinga, instead of
Okay.
Bazinga, or
Okay.
Z as the Aussies say. So Jim Parsons credits former show writer Stephen Angle with inventing the word. It became such a catchphrase on the show that a Brazilian species of orchid bee was later named Euglossa bazinga in its honor, especially since this bee had long time been confused with the Euglossa ignita and had thus fooled entomologists for years. How cool is that?
That is cool.
And that being said, however, I know that there's also a theory that the name came from a toy company, a joke toy company called Bazinga.
Thank you. I heard that myself.
Yeah. So
That's where I thought it originally came from.
now, however, if there is a clause in the roommate agreement that Sheldon cannot criticize Leonard's work. And it's probably the one clause that Sheldon violates most often, as he is constantly condescending of Leonard's career, going as far as calling him a washed up experimental physicist in the episode The Flaming Spittoon Acquisition.
Yes. And I remember there was something with regards to um oh, that's right, when he was doing the overnight experiments and Leonard was laying on the on the sofa and Sheldon came in and says, "Okay, I'm ready to go to work." And he goes, I'm not going to work." And he goes, "Oh, there's no need for that just because your career's been stagnant for the last 5 years."
Yeah,
So he's yeah, so that's
yeah.
as you said, there is that scenario where he is constantly able to, which I really find interesting how Sheldon writes these roommate agreements, but can violate them at any time that he
Well, that's
wants
because they are always written to benefit him.
until we find that Priya comes into the mix,
That's a whole other kettle
which
of
I
fish.
don't like Priya.
Yeah, I know you don't.
Don't like Priya.
I
Um,
don't like the fact my eye is swollen.
no, neither do I. This is why, okay, originally we were going to be going out today just to go to my mother's old apartment and to go and have a coffee
And
on
have a
her,
walk around North
have a walk.
Adelaide, which is a
But
nice area,
it
and
is a
now he
very nice.
won't let me.
Well, I'm a little concerned about her eye, and I
Yeah.
really don't want to take her out and aggravate it or inflame it. So we're going to go get some groceries in a little while, and I'll see how we go after that. If it starts to clear up a little bit with fresh air, but I'm just a little concerned about it. That's all.
Yeah.
So, as we find out, Sheldon gets an email from the Caltech president, Siebert, wanting to meet him at 8 o'clock in the morning. And he goes, which basically says that, well, Sheldon says it's 18 hours to think about what he wants. Because originally Leonard says, I wonder what he wants to talk.
Well, no,
No, Sheldon says,
he says, "Well,
I
what's
wonder
it
what,
about?" And Shandel's like,
I
"I
got no
don't
idea.
know."
Yeah. And he goes, well, that gives me 18 hours to think about
And
it.
you would think President Siebert would know better
Then just
than
say an
to leave an
open-ended,
open-ended thing like
I
that.
know, that is the worst thing to do to Sheldon.
But then again, he's like, "Well, it must be important because everyone knows that I have breakfast at 8 and move my bowels at 8:20."
And I like how Leonard goes, yes, where did we all live without Twitter?
Yeah. Which is
Which is
interesting.
terrifying that he would do that.
Well, it's also interesting that they're naming the platform by name.
Twitter?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because the
Well,
most things that are not named by name.
I guess there is certain, look, they mentioned Facebook.
Yeah.
So I guess there is, but then again, Facebook, and I think Facebook and Twitter was co-linked,
I
wasn't it?
don't think so. No, it's always been Facebook and Instagram.
Oh no, that's sorry. I was getting that confused. Sorry, Twitter was
Yeah.
completely separate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, maybe they were allowed to use that.
I don't know.
Maybe there was something with regarding to that.
Or maybe the platform paid for it. I don't know.
Yeah. So the next morning, very, very, very early, like in like 2 a.m. in the morning, Sheldon is knocking on Leonard's door.
And you'll notice that he is fully dressed.
Yes, because Sheldon has gone to visit President Sievert's house. And because I like how Leonard opens the door and goes, Sheldon, do you know what time it is? And he goes, why is everyone so interested in telling me what
What
time it
time it
is?
is?
And he goes, everybody? And he goes, yes, President Siebert,
Ebert, his
his
daughter,
wife,
his
his
daughter,
incipient wife, his incipient daughter,
his sullen teenage daughter.
southern daughter,
Now,
that's right.
now it's interesting because over the course of this episode,
Hmm.
5 people inquire if another person knows what time it is.
Yes.
Sheldon states that President Siebert, his daughter, and his wife asked him if he knew what time it was.
Hmm.
Leonard asked Sheldon if he knows what time it is when he knocks on his bedroom door. And then finally, toward the end of the episode, Leonard knocks on Penny's door to inquire about what she meant by missing him when she asked him, does he know what time it is?
Oh, right. Now, another question that I've got, okay.
Uh-huh.
Now, I'm guessing at 2 o'clock in the morning or before that, say midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, buses are not running. Okay. And obviously we know that
Oh,
Sheldon
that's true. Yeah.
does not want to get on a bus.
Uh-huh.
How the hell did he get from Pasadena to President Siebert's house? Now we can only assume that maybe President Siebert may live maybe 25, 30 minutes away from them. Maybe. Let's be generous, right? How the hell did Sheldon get up out of bed, get dressed? Did he walk the streets of Pasadena?
Are you
He,
forgetting that taxis run 24 hours?
well, yeah, but I mean, is Sheldon likely to get into a taxi?
That time of day, yeah. When there's no,
Okay,
if there's no buses, yeah.
okay. I mean, there wouldn't be any buses, I don't
Well,
believe,
there might be.
in LA.
Could be.
Okay. But I
Let's
just
find.
think to myself that the fact that he's willing to get up out of bed and go to
Well,
President
that's because
Siebert's
he
house.
needs to know. Okay.
I know.
So when he was t when he was going crazy about this 18-hour thing, he's upset because he knows that something important, it has to be something important, but no
Mm.
clue as to what it is. So he compares himself to a Heisenberg particle. German physicist Werner Heisenberg found that just the act of observing a particle can have an effect on the behavior of the particle. To know how fast something is going, you have to measure it, and measuring it impacts its speed. So you can know where something is or how fast it's going, but not both, which is what Sheldon says. I can know where I am or how fast I'm going, but I can't know both. Not without impacting the thing, or in considering location and motion. The more you know about one element, the less you know about the other, which is known as Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. That's
Uh-huh.
what he was talking about at that moment.
Right. So we find out that there's this grant from the National Science Foundation for Sheldon to go to the magnetic North Pole to look at evidence of slow-moving
Yeah, so
manifolds.
apparently President Siebert gave in and told him just to get him to shut up
Yeah,
and go away.
basically to validate his string
And
theory.
and and I love how at one point Leonard says, "Is what can I say to end this conversation?" And Sheldon says, "Interesting. President Siebert said exactly that same phrase."
And he said, quite frankly, if I could send you tonight, I would.
Yeah. And he seemed very excited about that.
Yeah. And Sheldon is very interested in going. It's incredible to basically think that he gets a chance to go to the North Pole. Now, the following morning, we're having a conversation about this. You should go. And I like it how Sheldon comes back with, the reasons why he can't go to the
Oh,
reasons why he can
okay.
go.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Um, he also, I don't know where my trivia went. I accidentally deleted it, I guess.
Yeah.
But Leonard was getting up in the morning and Sheldon's trying to decide if he should go or not.
Yeah.
Because he's a theoretical physicist, a choice of occupation chosen by no small part for the fact that it's indoors.
Exactly.
And he doesn't want to go outside. He doesn't do well in cold,
No.
but if he does prove it, he could be the person who proves string theory.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of, and so Leonard's like, well, then go, well, then don't go, well, then go, then don't go. And that's where
Yeah.
he's finally like, well, what can I say to end the conversation? But at the beginning of the conversation, um, there it is. Um, Leonard he's like, well, hold on a second. And he goes in the bathroom and Sheldon just carries on talking through the bathroom door.
Yeah.
You hear the flush and then he comes out. Now, I'd like to point, and I pointed this out at the time, that he obviously did not wash his hands.
You sure he didn't?
Yeah, you hear
It came out
flush
too
and door
quickly.
open.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
he
came
came
out
out
too
way too
quickly.
quickly.
Yeah.
But I'd like to point out that in episode two, in season two, episode one, the bad fish paradigm, several ways are stated regarding how to annoy Sheldon. One of them was talk to him through the bathroom door. However,
Oh,
in
yes.
Yes, however, in
Yes.
this episode, it's shown that Sheldon talks to Leonard through the
The
bathroom door
bathroom
while
door.
Leonard's in bathroom. And it
Yeah.
may mean that Sheldon doesn't mind talking to someone else through the bathroom door as long as he's the one outside the bathroom.
But you are not allowed to talk to him if you're on the other side of the door.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So I like it how the whole thing of like, you should go and Leonard says to Sheldon, you should go. And he goes, how many times have we gone to the movie theater and we've had to leave because I get a brain freeze from the icy?
I'm
And he
drinking
goes,
the icy too
too
fast.
fast. And he goes, so don't go. And he goes, how can you say that? If I don't go, then I could, if I don't go, then I would be the person I could find.
I could miss out on being the
Yeah.
person who proves string theory.
And then he goes, well, then go. And he goes, listen to you. I can't go. He's like, Sheldon. I mean,
It's like you
really,
just can't win.
there is no correct way of getting this conversation to move forward. You
No.
know, it is similar to that person that you might go out with at a restaurant and you'd be like, they'll be like, should I have the soup or the fish? And you'd be like, and they'll say, I think I should have the soup. And you're like, okay, you have the soup. Yeah, no, I think I might have the fish. Okay, we'll have the fish, but I might have the soup. And it's like, it's just pick one. It is
Yeah.
incredibly infuriating, just to the point where it's like, whatever I can do to make you just go to the
Oh,
North
yeah.
Pole.
Yeah.
Now, the next scene we see after the whole scenario has been going through, Leonard, Raj, and Howard are walking up the stairs with ICs,
Uh-huh.
and they are so excited because can you
Imagine an
imagine
entire summer without Sheldon Cooper.
3 months children free?
Yes.
And it's all the
We
things,
think of all the things that we could do, and Raj is like, we could play outside.
and we could sit in Sheldon's spot. And like Leonard comes out and goes, I can go to the bathroom at 8:20 if I wanted to.
Yep.
And then Rose comes back with, our dreams are very small, aren't they?
Yeah. Sit on the
So,
left side of the couch.
exactly. So as they walk in, Sheldon says, Gentlemen, I have tentatively agreed to go to the North Pole. And they're like, yeah, and they're all jumping up and
Well, no,
high-fiving each
before
other.
he even gets out, all he says is, I have tentatively agreed, and they
Agreed.
start cheering.
Yeah.
And Sheldon's like, what?
And then it's like, and of course they're like, oh, it's a shame, it won't be the same without you. And this is
Yeah.
where he goes, oh, well, I've got an idea. And like how it goes, I don't
Oh,
like the sign of this one. Sheldon actually thinks that it might be a good idea if they accompany him as his support staff for the project. And it's like at first they decline to spend 3 months
well,
in the
Howard's immediately no.
yeah, and I like it
Okay.
how Sheldon goes, I'll leave you to think about that and I'll walk it, I'll leave it. And he goes to go into his bedroom
And
and
Howard's like, you're not seriously considering this.
He goes, I'm still in earshot. And well, you
You
wait
might
until the
want to
door
wait
shuts.
for my bedroom door to close.
Yeah, then the door closes. He goes, you're not really considering this. And Leonard goes, well, yeah, I'm actually thinking about this. You know,
It's good science, and if they do prove it, they could be part of the team that proves string theory.
massive boost to their careers.
Oh
Can you
God,
imagine
yeah.
that? And of course, like Howard says that I don't know whether I could spend 3 months in a hut with this anal nutbag, but the idea really
But
does
it's a
start to
small
grow.
price to pay
It
for
really
proving
is.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Leonard and Raj really start to see there's a lot of success as far as like boost of their careers. They could really be, on the forefront of discovering these, very important things
yeah.
in science.
And I love how Raj is like, we could drink for free at any bar in any university town that has a good, strong science program.
But I like it how it comes back with, yeah, and I might be the engineer who builds a crossbow that kills Sheldon,
Yeah.
which is
Oh.
true. So, and so it's like, Sheldon comes out of his bedroom and he says, well, and now this is why I am a leader, not a follower. I will never be a sheep. I'll always be a shepherd. Because Sheldon comes out of his bedroom and says, well, and Leonard goes, I'm in. And Raj goes, I'm in. And they look at Howard and he goes, peer pressure, I'm in. No, you don't need to go, Howard.
Yeah.
If you honestly believe that being stuck in a hut for 3 months with Sheldon is
Would
going to
make you want
drive
to
you
kill
up,
him.
yeah, you want to kill him, then just say no.
Yeah.
It's fine. And I like it how how Leonard, how Sheldon says to Howard, you know, that will be, yes, yes, sir, but that's okay. There will be a briefing, you know. But the fact
And then Howard starts mimicking a crossbow.
crossbow, shooting Sheldon in the back. But also like it how when they do decide to go to this on this team, Raj figures that due to his, because they're like, well, being in a hut for 3 months with Sheldon, what do you think?
And Raj
And
is like,
Raj
well,
goes,
I'm a Hindu.
yeah. And the karmic payback means that if
Well, he
I
means that if I suffer in this
this life,
lifetime,
I'll
then
be
I get
rewarded
to
in the
come
next.
back as a well-hung billionaire with
Billionaire.
wings.
Yeah. But as I said, I think that Howard doesn't need to go.
No.
I mean, just because Leonard is saying yes, and just because Raj is saying yes, that would give
Mm.
that would give Howard 3 months to himself.
Yeah. And may give him 3 months with his mother, which could drive him insane.
Well, yeah, there is that. But the fact is that you've got 3 months just enjoying yourself with,
Yeah.
going to the comic book store whenever you want, being at
Eating
home.
whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean, you could, but
Yeah.
he's succumbing to, as we know, the peer pressure.
Yep.
So in the next scene we see, Sheldon is knocking on Penny's front door.
Oh my God, I love this. This
This
is
is
so
awesome.
funny.
I'm gonna let you do
No, no, no. We'll both do it. You be Sheldon, I'll be Penny.
it. Okay. So Sheldon comes up, not Penny,
Knock, 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 Sheldon.
and Sheldon's like, not Penny,
Knock, 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 Sheldon.
not Penny,
Knock, 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 Sheldon.
not Penny,
Knock, 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 Sheldon. One more.
not Penny,
Knock, 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 Sheldon.
not Penny.
What is it, Sheldon? Opens the door. And it's
See,
funny
even
because
with
it
this
keeps getting
podcast,
faster
it
and
gets
more
faster and
intense.
faster, yeah. Because it's always to the point that Sheldon's like, Penny, yelling at her. So
Oh, I
So it
love
does
that
go
one.
faster and faster.
Yeah.
And a very stressed out Sheldon asks when the door is open, says, I need to ask you a favor to borrow the walk-in freezer. And I like how Penny says, sweetie, the hamburger meat is kept at a normal, safe
It's
temperature,
fresh and then frozen at a
frozen
safe
temperature.
temperature.
And he goes, no, 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 no. I want to borrow it so I can practice acclimatizing to the North Pole. And she's like, what? And
Are
he
you
goes,
serious?
yeah. He says, well, we're going to go to the North Pole for 3 months and we need access to the walk-in freezer to acclimatize to what we're going to be doing.
Wait a minute. We?
Yeah, myself, Leonard, Raj, and Wolowitz. And she
So then
goes,
she, excuse me.
yeah. And she and he's like, oh, it's like talking to a gnat. That's
She
right.
has the
This
attention
tension of
span
of
and
a
that.
gnat. And
And she
Penny
walks
goes in,
over to Leonard and she's like, you're going to the North Pole.
yeah. And he
And you
goes,
didn't think to tell me?
now why? Why does Leonard
Well,
have to
they're
tell Penny?
friends. They are friends. So yes, he would tell her. But yeah.
Any friend that I've ever had, and I have had them on one hand
Mm,
and take one away, take two away. I've only had three friends in my entire life, right?
mm,
Even if I had those three friends currently now and I was going overseas for 3 months, I would tell none of them.
why?
Why? There's no need
Because they're
to.
your friends and they care about what's going on in your life.
Eh, they'd find out when I do a check-in at in London.
Well, it's like when we go to Italy, I'm going to tell Jen and Brenda.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm just going to go. No, I'll tell Xander.
Mm,
That's all.
yeah.
That's the only person I need to tell is my son.
Mm.
But yeah, there's nobody else I need to tell. The
And we'll,
PMS.
we'll, we'll, we'll tell our PMS fan because it's like, we're coming to you from Italy.
Yeah, can you imagine us doing a podcast in Italy?
Uh-huh.
That'll be awesome. We
Yeah.
do a podcast in London, in
Hmm.
Great Britain.
Yep.
We'll do a podcast in America eventually when we're allowed to go there.
Yep.
We'll do a podcast in Hawaii.
Ooh.
Where else are we going to go? Oh, we'll definitely do
Banff.
a podcast yes, in Banff, Canada. Yes, Canada people, we will be coming to Banff. So if you do live in
We're
Canada,
coming for you, Canada.
lock up your daughters. So I
Um,
like it how Penny says to Sheldon, you're going for 3 months. He goes, yeah, well, it was really sudden. We had to go and get thermal underwear, and we also had to go and get physicals and
and read up
start
on things like
like snow.
snow.
Now, here's an interesting little thing, and I don't know whether
Okay.
this is part of your trivia,
Okay.
and if it is, I'm sorry,
Okay.
but I just realized this.
Yeah.
Leonard grew up in New Jersey,
Correct.
and Howard went to MIT in Massachusetts.
Correct. In Boston. Yep.
So would they not understand what snow is?
Leonard definitely would.
Howard definitely would
Um,
if
I
he's
mean, he
living
was
on
he was
campus,
he was only there for like 4 years.
but he'd be living on campus, wouldn't he?
Yeah, but it's also been several years.
But wouldn't he understand what snow is being in
Yeah.
Massachusetts? Because I lived there
Yeah.
for 4 years and we were hit by nor'easters.
Yeah, but you never really got acclimatized to it though, did you?
it took a little while, but I eventually did get acclimatized after like the second year.
Mm,
The last 2 years I was there, I was definitely
yeah.
acclimatized to it.
But it's also, in theory, not as cold as it would be in at the Arctic Circle.
Yeah. But I would think that why would Leonard have to go and study up on snow when it's very obvious what
Well,
snow
he was
is?
making excuses.
Yeah, yeah. I think he was trying to, and I like it how Penny's like, no, that's you didn't, you don't need to really, tell me. It was, no big deal. She's, you know, and I like it how Sheldon goes, about the fact, well, you know, can we get access to the walk-in freezer? And she goes, okay, I'll
I'll
see
see
what I
what
can
I can
do,
do.
and then starts talking to Leonard, about this trip. And I like it how Sheldon's standing behind her and he taps her on the shoulder and he goes, when is this see what we can do be put into motion? Now
Well,
there
let me
is
remind you, Sheldon, the freezer locks from the outside.
now is there a bit of a trivia about that? Because I've got one.
No, go for it.
That is incorrect.
Oh, actually,
Walk-in
it is
freezers,
incorrect because I accidentally got locked in a walk-in freezer and started to panic. And when somebody finally came along and noticed me pounding on the door, they let me out and then showed me the little button you can push to get out.
there's a button on the inside to actually
Unless, of
release it.
course, you're a velociraptor and they put the little locky thing in which case you're screwed.
That's true. However, um,
Like that nice little Jurassic Park reference.
yeah, you did sneak that one in there. I like that. I like that little sneak. But there is a safety mechanism in all walk-in freezers to be able to get out because to make sure that no one is locked in, for that exact reason.
Unless they're a
So,
velociraptor.
well, unless there's a velociraptor, but even then, um, I don't think that freezer would have actually had the little pin thing. They just made it like that, but it just doesn't happen because of
Yeah.
that fact.
Which, by
Because
the way, we watched the new Jurassic
we did.
World Rebirth, was it? Is that the name of it?
Rebirth. Yeah, I think it was Rebirth.
The one with Scarlett Johansson.
Yes. Let me just double check on that one because
It
I
was
want to.
okay.
It was, yeah. I think they've overdone it to death.
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
Quiet Day Part 1 has been dropped.
Oh, on Netflix? Cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that. God,
I
damn it.
also saw on IMDb that Nicolas Cage, let me see if I can find the name of it again,
Yeah,
is now
Jurassic Park
Spider
Rebirth.
Noir.
Who?
Nicolas Cage is Spider Noir.
What the hell is Spider Noir when it's home?
I don't know, but I will play the trailer for you after we're done here.
Okay. But it is Jurassic Park Rebirth, and it was all right.
It
It wasn't
reminded me a
great.
lot of the pacing, reminded me a lot of Indiana Jones and the Temple of
Yeah,
Doom,
you mentioned that.
where it's just like constant stress and you don't really get much of a break
Yeah,
to catch your breath.
yeah,
There's not it's not peaks and valleys, it's just pretty much steady up.
yeah.
Yeah.
But as we said, in all honesty, it was okay. But I really think that they have done that movie
Yeah.
and that
I mean
franchise to death.
I mean it was fun and I'm glad that I saw it. Of course, you
Mm.
always have to have the kid that gets into
There
trouble.
always has to be a kid in these movies that get into trouble.
And and it definitely left the door open for yet another sequel.
Yeah,
But yeah, but honestly, I'm glad I waited for it to come to Netflix instead of paying to go see it in the theater.
yeah,
I'm glad it came to our home cinema.
yeah. And now I've got Quiet Day Part 1 that I want to
Tell you
watch.
guys, home cinema, way to go.
Yes, it is.
And it
We.
doesn't have to be like these ridiculous YouTube videos either. Honestly, if you have a wall that is a good size and just plain white, get an inexpensive projector, instant home cinema.
Hmm. And we've had our home cinema for going on 10 years.
Um,
7 years?
yeah, we have, haven't we?
7 or 10 years?
About eight or 9.
8 years, 8 years.
Yeah.
And we
We're
are
on our
just,
third projector because we burn it out.
yeah. But in all honesty, I mean, we're going to go and see Elvis Presley in concert and on the 19th of February.
Yep.
that comes to another cinema that we usually go to.
Hmm.
That's the only one. That's the only thing that we'll actually go and see. Everything else we'll see
Yeah,
in the
most
cinema.
and unless it's something that we really, really want to see or avoid spoilers on, like the new, like we used to do it with the Star Wars movies. We
Mm,
wanted to see it before anybody ruined it for us, so we'd always go within those first couple of days to the cinema.
yeah.
Paul did it for me with both parts of Wicked,
Yep.
because I was just going fangirl crazy wanting to see it. Um, but yeah, there's not much that we actually pay to go to the movies for.
No, I took her to see the Doors documentary about the rock group The
That
Doors.
was interesting.
Yep. And we're
Really
going to go
enjoyed
and
that.
see, and we're going to go and see Elvis in concert, which is
Yep.
there's a lot of lost footage that's been found of his of
Yeah.
one of his
And
concerts.
and we're actually doing that as kind of a homage to Paul's mom because she was a huge Elvis fan.
Yep. So today we're going to watch Valley of the Dolls,
Yep.
one of my mum and my favorite movie.
Yep.
Then we're going to see a docudrama called This Is Elvis.
I think have we watched that before?
You have, and I have as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
I've seen it many times. And then afterwards, we are going to watch this one, Three
Three
Men
Men
and
and a
a Baby.
Baby. I love that
And
movie.
that was mum's one of mum's favorite movies, and it has got my full name in it.
Yes, it has a character called Paul Milner in it.
Hmm.
Yep.
And I
Unfortunately,
remember
he's a bad guy drug dealer.
he's a drug dealer, but I remember going to the movies with my cousins and my aunt and mum. We were sitting there, and the guy goes, "Have you seen this guy?" And I show a picture, and he goes, "No," and he goes, "Yeah," and the detective goes, "His name's Paul Milner," and everyone's like looks at me immediately, goes, "Oh my God, they said your entire name."
Found him.
So yeah, that is one of my favorite movies, and also one of
Yeah.
mum's. So we're going to see that. We're going to do
Yep.
a triple feature today.
Yep.
So.
And I'm going to sit and crochet through most of it.
Probably.
Yeah.
So the next scene we see is Sheldon and Leonard, Raj and Howard are at the Cheesecake Factory freezer.
Hmm.
And they're going to be practicing using the tools in an extreme cold situation
Yep.
to basically improvise what they're going to be doing in the North Pole or the
Okay. Now,
Pole.
if you've ever been in a walk-in freezer, yes, it's cold,
But it's not what they're
but
doing.
it's not like what they're acting like. They're
No.
they're acting like it's 50 below.
Yeah. You can see Leonard bouncing up and down as if he's absolutely
I mean,
freezing. It's
they're
like, come
wearing
on.
these beautiful polar parkas
Yeah.
and gloves and all that. And it's like you would be
It's not
warm.
good.
I mean, if you look at Sheldon, he's perfectly fine. They would
Yeah.
all be perfectly fine.
Yeah. All of them are fine. But
Yeah,
it's
because
just,
I mean, I've gone into when I used to work as a waitress, I've gone into a walk-in freezer and yeah, it's cold, but you can be in there for a few minutes without
mm.
going crazy.
So they've got all the thermal stuff on. So
Yeah.
they're fine.
Yeah, they're fine.
But anyway, we see that Leonard is going to be, and Sheldon has devised all these ideas for them to do because he can't take the actual equipment because, as he says, as the university says, I'm ridiculous in wanting to
Yeah.
use the actual equipment. So he comes up with an idea. Is going to be using an old watch calculator from the 1980s to do some mathematical equations on, which is a great idea,
Which
you know,
Sheldon won in a
in a science fair.
yeah, in a
Yeah.
science fair.
Now he
I
also,
didn't win anything except a little trophy when I won the science fair.
well, I think that's a very good thing as well.
Yeah. Pissed off
Getting
all
it.
the sixth graders because I was only in like third grade and I won over them.
Well, that's okay though. Now the next one is Raj. Now Raj is going to be painting sideburns and a Van Dyke beard on a 6-inch action figure.
Of Legolas
Yeah,
from Lord of the Rings.
yeah. And Howard is
Uh,
going. Oh, sorry. Trivia. Okay.
okay, so he says that you're going to be painting a Van Dyke on sideburns and a Van Dyke on a 6-inch figure of Legolas, keeping in mind that a Van Dyke is a beard without a mustache.
Yeah, it's just
That
a.
is incorrect. A beard without a mustache is a goatee. A Van Dyke is a beard with a mustache.
Oh,
Yep,
Sheldon's got an eidetic memory. He shouldn't have.
exactly.
Oh dear, Sheldon.
Yep.
Howard is going to be doing so he's going to be playing the game Operation, and he's going to be taking out the funny bone for $200.
I loved that game when I was a
That is
kid.
a great,
I
great game.
sucked at it, but I loved it.
Yeah, I liked it too. So now Sheldon and of course Rose goes, so where is your equipment? And he points to his head and he
Right?
goes, right here. So he's because he's got the leadership scenario, and he goes, and of course Sheldon's got the stopwatch, and he goes, okay, begin. And
And I
so
love how
Leonard starts doing the calculations, and he can't do it because the gloves are too
glove
big and big and
and
bulky.
Raj is trying to open a tube of paint with his mouth and accidentally squirts paint into his onto his tongue. Is like
I just think I swallowed some paint. And I like it how Leonard goes, I can't press the button. So he takes his gloves off to press the button. He goes, oh, son of a bitch. And he puts the gloves back on. Come on. It's
it's
not that
not that
hard. It's not
cold.
that cold. And then, of course, you hear, and of course, Howard's like, oh, God, I'm going to get sued. And this is where Leonard comes up with a great idea. Why can't we just assemble all the equipment in the hut
And
and
then
take
take
it
it outside.
outside?
And I love the look on Sheldon's face where he's like, oh,
I didn't think about that.
I didn't think of that.
And of course, this is where
All
Sheldon
right, pack
goes,
it up.
I guess we're done. And everyone walks out of the walk-in freezer. So, it was a
Um,
good idea. Now, the next scene we see is Sheldon is giving Howard and Leonard some hot chocolate with a huge
stick
stick
of
of butter in
like
there.
a full stick of butter. That
And,
is disgusting.
and I like it
Not to
how,
mention a great way to ruin a cup of hot chocolate.
yeah, now, right, Leonard says, well, I can't do that because I'm lactose intolerant. And he goes, I thought about that.
Way ahead of you. That's a stick of its. I can't believe it's not butter.
It is still butter.
That's still gross.
It's still very, very gross.
Yeah.
I also have got the feeling that him putting the stick of butter into the hot chocolate would have started melting the butter almost instantly, shouldn't it
Yeah,
have?
should have done. Yeah.
Because
But
you see that, at one scene when you got Raj and talking to his mother and father on the laptop, the stick of butter is still in the thing. It would have
yeah.
melted by
Yeah,
then,
yeah, it should have at least started
but
to.
it's still
Because
vilely
assuming the
gross.
hot chocolate was hot. Now I want hot chocolate.
You've got chocolate. I can
I
give you. You've got
I
chocolate.
might make a hot chocolate.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, well, he says that it's because that of the extreme cold, they need to consume at least 5,000 calories a day to keep their body weight consistent.
Yeah. But so we see that while this is going on, we've got
I think there are
Raj.
more enjoyable ways to get up your
There is very
caloric
much,
intake,
yeah, than that
like
one.
chocolate chip cookies.
Now, we also find out that Raj is actually on a video chat with his mother and father from India or from
Yep.
New Delhi. And the fact is that they are not wanting him to go to the North Pole because they think that it's okay. If the other guys allow, the parents want you to go, that's fine, but we don't want you to get eaten by a walrus. And I like it
I
how
love how, well,
Howard comes over.
Sheldon comes over and says, no, it's much more likely that he'd be either frostbite, gangrene, or mauled by a 1,500-pound polar bear. Because walruses are mainly at the South Pole.
Yeah. And Howard comes up and says, namaste. And he says, my mum is okay with me going to the North Pole. And this is from a woman that kept a safety rail on my bed until I was 17.
Yeah.
That is so scary.
So he calls his mother
Yeah.
and says, Ma, you're on speaker. I want you to talk to the Kuthrapalis and tell them that you're okay with me going to the Arctic. Arctic? I thought you said Arkansas.
He never tells me anything. He leads a secret life.
You never listen to me. You leave the secret life because he's embarrassed. Now, sharp-eyed people, eagle-eyed watchers,
Okay.
will notice that this is the first time that we get a glimpse of what Mrs. Wolowitz looks like. When Howard holds up his phone to the laptop, there's a thumbnail photo of her on it.
There is?
Yep,
Well, that must be really, really quick because I did not see it.
exactly. I mean,
He's holding it like that,
he's
but
mostly holding it like that, but he does actually tip it up just a little bit briefly, and you can see that he's got a
wow.
photo of her on it.
I did not see that. There you go, people. Go back and watch that episode.
I know, it makes me want to go back and look for it.
Man. And press pause to see if you can
Yeah,
see it.
yeah.
Because when DVD players first came out, you could actually pause and zoom in a couple of times
Um,
to see it. So that would have been awesome if I had one of those DVD players.
yep,
Be able to zoom in.
yep.
So while this is going on, we get a knock on the front door, and Penny's there wanting to speak to Leonard. So he goes, "Yep, I can." So he comes out, and she says that she's got him a present,
A little going away
going away present, and he goes, "Oh, it's a blanket," and she goes, "No, no, no, it's a blanket with
It's
sleeves.
better. It's a
It's a
blanket with
snuggie."
yes. I used to
Oh,
have
I
one
had
of
one of
those
those.
and it buttoned. Okay, so it was like a sleeping bag almost,
Yeah.
where the feet were closed and it
I
was
gotta
all
see if I can find one
and
on.
it was all fluffy on the inside.
Yep.
That's where Udis have come from, honey.
I know, but I want to see if I can
Yeah.
find a Snuggie.
Um, and so basically mine was closed in at the bottom, so you get in it, and then you snap it up the front, and it had sleeves and a hood.
Oh,
It was the most cozy thing I've ever seen in my life.
oh, Snuggie blanket with sleeves, front pocket robe, wearable blanket, gift for men and women. Well, that doesn't. You can still get Snuggies,
Okay.
but you can't get the one with a hood. But you can get Snuggies still. Although I don't think it actually does in the. Yeah, it does it in the front. Yes, it does.
I don't think mine was name brand Snuggie. I don't remember. Honestly, I was like in my early teens when my mom got me this for Christmas. So I don't really remember a whole lot about it.
Well, you can still get Snuggies, everybody. They
Okay.
are available. Snuggies with with sleeves, but yeah. And this
And
is,
I'd
and
like to
I,
show everybody the new thing that my it's insulated, so it keeps my water nice and cold, and it's 1.2 liters.
and it's candy striped. So
So two of these a day, and I'm good to go, and it's awesome.
yeah, when
And
you
it's
go
bigger than my head.
when you go out, you need to buy things for the wife. So she found that she's like, and okay, the worst thing you can do around me. So
Is say that
anybody that ever comes near me and we're out somewhere, if you ever say, "Oh," that's a good chance that you're actually going to get that taken home with you.
okay, let's qualify that and not just say anybody because you don't do that for random strangers, honey.
No, that's true.
You do it for me,
Mm. Yeah. If she's walking along, she goes, "Oh," there's a good chance it's going home with her.
or it will show up at my next birthday.
Yes. Well, I have an eidetic memory with the steel trap in the brain
He
when it comes to your
does.
presents.
He does.
I lock it away to
He
make
has
sure.
bought things for me that I honestly went, "Oh, isn't that pretty?" and forgot about. And 6 months later, it shows up, and I'm like, I don't even remember having seen it before.
She met
And I just think he's amazing in knowing what I like.
she showed me a picture one day of, look at this place. It's the Dun Dun Diner. So,
Oh, okay, okay. And we talked about this a little bit at Christmas, but the Dun Dun Diner is inspired by Law and Order, specifically Special Victims Unit, because the team from SVU, the cast from SVU they tend to be there for like the big events. They were there for the opening. They pop in periodically and stuff like that. So the got its name from the dun dun that is
mhm.
on all the Law and Order shows. Um, Paul, I don't know how he did this, but he somehow got in contact with them and had them send a box of absolutely everything they have there. So I've got the placemat, the thank you bag, the hat, the cup, the takeaway cup, or the mug rather. I even have
Cookie.
um the glazed donut cookie.
She could have eaten it if she wanted to,
No, I
but
can't
she's
open
kept it.
it.
Yeah, but she's kept it there.
He turned me into a collector. But yeah, in fact,
And see, that was
yeah,
the whole.
if you look on the top
Oh,
shelf over
go get
here,
it. Go
there's
get
the
it.
takeaway cup and the
No,
mug
you
from
need
the
to go
Dun
and
Dun Diner.
you need to go and grab it. Go and grab it so you can dun dun.
If my
No, you're
headset
not
will
gonna be
let
able to go
me.
that far.
Hang on.
Nope, not gonna go that far. Here, everybody's just gonna go and grab it because you have to grab them. You have to
Oh,
see these.
sorry, Oliver, we're not coming out. I would have tried to stretch, but I didn't want to tip over my
Yeah, I was gonna
water.
say everything was gonna go. So
Okay, so this is the takeaway cup,
awesome.
proudly serving Benson and Co. coffee.
Yep.
So that's what I'm saying. So Olivia Benson is the
I gotta get you a pop for that of
what do we
Olivia
got?
Benson.
Dun Dun and Benson and Co. coffee.
I,
And it's those like really solid
yeah.
diner mugs that you always wish had a little bit bigger
Uh-huh.
handle space on the handle. But
So
yeah.
all I need to do to complete the transition is getting her a Olivia Benson pop. Haven't found
Yes.
one yet.
Yeah, I need one for the wall of badass bitches.
Yeah, haven't found one yet, but I am on the hunt. God damn it. But yeah,
But
so that's the whole thing. When you remember these things, you put it into your memory bank and keep it there for.
See,
I
and I don't
do.
even remember telling him about the Dun Dun Diner.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Dun dun.
Dun, dun,
So
dun,
we
dun,
see that
dun,
Penny
dun,
comes.
dun, 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 dun,
So back to the
dun.
podcast, we see that Penny is giving him this snuggie, and he's like, "Oh," and of course, and we find out that basically it's she's sort of an infomercial, and that way he
And
can
well,
keep
he
warm.
was like, well, he so he accepted that, and she gave him this really big hug and said,
Yeah,
"I'm going to miss you."
yeah, but it was not a regular hug.
It was at least 5 Mississippis.
Uh-huh. So he walks like so she says, "I'll see you later," and she walks back into her apartment. And of course, and he's looking very confused, but he walks back into the apartment where we find that Mrs. Wallowitz is exclaiming that she cannot understand why in all of India there is no Outback Steakhouse,
I
which we
forgot about.
all know why.
Yeah, cows are
India,
sacred.
cows are
The
sacred in
Hindus.
India,
Yeah,
so they wouldn't have an Outback Steakhouse.
I've never
So
been to an Outback Steakhouse.
oh, I have. I took my son there, and they are really nice. Although
Oh,
they don't understand that Australians don't drink Foster's beer.
okay. Did you find that going to an Outback Steakhouse was like a little bit of home?
Yes,
Okay.
because it had wine from South Australia. It had barramundi, which is obviously a fish. You it, the entire menu is basically Australian.
Right, but what about the decor? Was it tacky
Decor, no, no,
and
no,
what
it
they
wasn't. No, it
Hold on,
wasn't.
let
Yeah.
me finish the question.
Uh,
Was it tacky and what they think Australia should be, or was it legit Australian and a piece of home,
no,
or
first
something in
one,
between?
first one.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I remember when I was in England with my first husband, and my sister-in-law thought I was missing America when I was really just annoyed for a whole host of completely unrelated issues, and took me to a TGI Fridays to make me feel more at home.
Yeah.
And she couldn't understand why it didn't fix me.
Yeah, because TGI Fridays are good, but that's not true Americana.
No.
Where I living in America for 4 years, you go to a real, like, you go to the Waffle House, or you go to Red Robin or whatever it is,
Yeah.
was it? And that's the real deal, or even 99. Well, I've gone in.
When I took you to, was it Red Robin or whatever, there was something there that you absolutely went crazy for, and I don't remember what it
Yeah,
was.
it was we actually got the fries that actually were on a
The curly
spiral.
fries.
Curly fries
Curly
on a
fries.
spiral.
Yeah.
They
I
were
love curly
awesome.
fries.
Yeah,
Properly seasoned curly fries are some of the best things ever.
they are.
Yep.
But back to the podcast. Later that night, Leonard knocks on Sheldon's door. No, he doesn't. He walks in
Yes.
and he calls out to Sheldon, and Sheldon sits up and goes, "Oh, I
I
want a
want a
cookie,
cookie,
Mima."
me ma. I want a cookie, me ma.
And we find out that Leonard is wondering whether he should go, on this trip because of Penny. And it's one of those that he doesn't understand. She gave her she gave him this gift, and the fact that, maybe that she might go and end up by being with somebody else, and subconsciously we may, I think that Penny is actually trying to say
Don't
something,
go.
don't
Yeah.
go. And I like
Well,
it
she'd
how,
never tell him not to
no,
go, but
no,
she
she
really
wouldn't.
doesn't want him to go.
And I like it how Sheldon says, well, I know, you don't want to disappoint me, but, and it's part of leadership that I have to deal with, but secretly I think that maybe Penny doesn't want you to go because she wants you to be in her life again. And he goes, right, so you think
You
I should
really
go?
think that? And he's like, of course not.
Of course not.
Bazinga.
Bazinga. Once again, even in my sleep-deprived state, I can get you with one of my classic pranks.
Which is
So
mean, to
it
be
is very
honest with
mean, but
you.
obviously, as we can see, I mean, because even Sheldon does say that, if Leonard goes, then she might find somebody. And she's got a very short
Her
attention
attention
span,
span. Yeah.
so there is the possibility.
Now, at one point, Sheldon says, well, logic dictates
Yes.
he is mimicking Spock's words.
Oh,
Most
logic.
most memorably stated in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, and the Star Trek 1966 episode, The Savage Curtain, And similarly, in season one, episode 13, the bat jar conjecture, he purports no man should be forced to emblazon his chest with a Bengal tiger when common sense dictates it should be an
An
army
army
ant.
ant. There we go.
Yep.
I like it. She's got great ideas.
No, I just do good research.
So the next morning, Leonard knocks
Cooking, on
on.
the other hand, requires a little more creativity.
What does? Cooking?
Cooking.
Yeah, but you're good at that too.
Mhm.
The next morning, Leonard knocks on Penny's door and she says, "Do you know what time it is?" And he goes, "Yeah, I know. I just needed
It's 7 a.m., but we're leaving
we're
soon, and
leaving
I really
soon.
needed to talk to
Talk
you.
to you." And he says, he wants to ask her about the Snuggie.
Well,
What does this mean?
no, he starts out with,
What did you mean
when you
by
said
you
you were going to
miss
miss
me?
me,
And she said, "Well, that means that you'll be gone and you won't be here and I'll miss you."
and I'll
And he goes,
notice.
"And I'll notice." And he goes, "Okay, well, what
Well,
about the
what about
blanket?"
that hug?
No, 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 the blanket first. And she goes, "Oh, wine, credit card, and late night TV."
Bad
And
idea.
he goes,
Bad
"Okay,
combination.
well, what about the hug?" And she goes, "It was just a hug." And he goes, "It lasted at least five Mississippis, and
Because
the standard
when
one's
she
like
hugged
three."
him, you saw him go, okay, hug.
And he
And then
lets
he
go.
started to let go, and she
And
wasn't. And he's like,
oh,
okay.
and so he had to continue.
Yeah.
So he says, "Well, that was at least five Mississippis, and the regular one's about three Mississippis."
Yeah. 2 to 3.
And he goes, she said, "I don't know what to tell you. It was just a hug."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, okay. Well, just glad we cleared that
Cleared
up."
that
And
up.
he goes, "Okay, well," and she goes, "Okay, well, safe trip." And he goes, "Yep, bye." Now we are the only people that hear this.
So she closes the door and she leans up against it and she whispers to herself, I really wish you weren't going.
We are the only people that hear that.
Yeah.
That is beautiful because
Yeah, it is.
you know that Penny still has amazing feelings for Leonard.
Yeah.
The next scene we see getting towards the end of the podcast is we are now at the magnetic North Pole.
Yep.
And as usual, poor old Leonard is preparing the food.
Yep.
But as Sheldon does say, for the next 18 hour or next 8 hours, we are off the
Off
clock,
the clock.
so everyone can relax. However, keep your shenanigans to a minimum because rescue is 18 hours by dog sled.
Yeah.
And we
The
look
medical
over,
help is 18
yeah,
hours by dog sled.
and I like it how we look over at Howard and Raj is standing there going, what are you making? And he goes, crossbow. What are you working on? Crossbow.
Well,
And
and
this is
Leonard and Sheldon's like, well, to Leonard, what are we having for dinner? And he's like, reconstituted Thai food.
Thai food. And he goes,
And he
did you,
starts going through the list. Like, did you bring the
yeah, did you bring
dehydrated
the
low
soy,
sodium soy
yeah,
sauce? And
did you bring the brown rice? And he goes, oh, no, sorry, I forgot. And he goes, it's okay. And he brings it up from the bottom of the can. And he goes, I did bazinga.
no, I hid it.
I hit it, bazinga. And so
Sheldon is a dick in this
he
episode.
really is. And like it how Leonard goes, can we just take a moment to appreciate where we are? We're at the top of the world.
Very few humans will ever see what we're going to see.
Yeah,
And
and
he's right. That is a moment to take
it
in.
is. And
And I love how Sheldon looks at Howard on the couch and he says, "You're in my spot." And if you step back and look at it, it's the exact same configuration as the boys' apartment. The
it
couch,
is.
the TV, the coffee table, the extra chair, the desks.
Yeah, everything is in the exact same spot as the apartment. Now,
Yep.
which is interesting, and what's interesting is they decide that they're going to do a movie marathon.
Yeah.
They're going to start off with
Well,
ice.
well, they take a moment, they think about it, and then Raj says, "Who's up for a movie?"
Yeah,
And Howard grabs it and he's like, "Okay, how about Ice
Ice
Station
Station
Zebra
Zebra.
or The Thing?" And that's when they're like, "How about a double feature?"
Yeah,
Now, Howard suggest, and they're both suggested because of where they take place, which is where they are in the
yep.
Arctic. Um, The Thing is actually set in the Antarctic.
Yes, it is.
And did you know, however, that every year on Midwinter's Eve, the British Antarctic Survey holds a screening of The Thing?
No way. Oh, that's awesome.
I've actually never seen it.
We've got it. We can watch it. The only problem with that is it's almost like in a small little box,
Uh-huh.
but that's the way she shot it.
Yeah.
So, but it is actually a really good movie. It is a horror movie, but
Hmm.
there is some body
Um,
horror that you probably would sit there go, but it's actually
yeah,
not
I
bad.
don't like gore.
Yeah, but it is a good movie.
Yeah.
So when Howard is when Howard is sitting in Sheldon's spot, and Sheldon does say, "You're in my spot," and everyone moves over. This is where Howard looks over at Raj, whispers to Raj, "Forget the crossbow. Find me an icicle."
Yeah, it's like I can't wait that long.
Yeah.
I need to find me an icicle. Which, by the way, an icicle is the perfect murder weapon
Yes.
because some of them, in fact, there was an episode of Grey's Anatomy. I think it was Amelia was walking into or out of the hospital and an icicle fell and impaled her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and like did major damage. She had to have surgery because that sucker was like that big around at the top.
Yeah.
And they can
So,
and because they come down to a point, they can be really sharp as well,
yeah.
especially falling from a height. And but if you think about it, once it melts, there's no fingerprints.
Yeah. There's nothing.
There's nothing.
So yeah, forget about
You'll
the
never
crossbow.
find the murder weapon.
Yep. Forget about the crossbow. Go with an icicle. The episode then goes black, and that is the end of this episode. As I said,
Okay.
this is a really great episode. It is moving the characters along, but we do find out something about Penny, that Penny does secretly have still affection for Leonard.
Yep. Now I do
The
have a
only ones that
spoiler
know.
alert.
Yep.
The season two ending and the season three beginning are 3 months apart.
Okay.
So our next episode will be exactly 3 months after the end of this episode.
Okay.
Season three ending and season four opening are 4 months apart. Season four ending and season five opening are also on the same day, with season four ending with Penny and, well, let's not get into that.
It's good. Yeah.
And season five begins just a few hours after that. Okay, I'm not gonna
Not
do
going
the
to go
rest
through
of
all
it.
of that.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna
But
go.
the fact is that it is 3 months apart
Yeah.
from the one that from where we stop now and the one we do next week with our special guest.
Yep.
So
Yep.
our special guest, remember, you got to watch the episode. I'm sure
Yep.
Kat's going to reach out to you.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna remind her this week of
Yeah,
which episode it
to
is
make sure that she's got to watch it first.
and
But
confirm that she's still coming, even though we've already told everybody she is.
if she doesn't, but as I
We'll
said,
we'll 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 manage.
and apparently she does have a bit of interesting information that
Yes.
we are not going to share.
It's her news.
It's her news. We're going to let her tell the
Yeah.
family. But
Yep.
she's got some very interesting
Yep.
news.
Yep.
So very exciting news too. So
Very exciting news.
PMS family, you're going to have to wait until she's on to find out what's happening.
Yep. Exactly.
So
Okay.
what was our food count this week?
Nada.
Zero. Oh no,
Zero.
because we can't say because we can't even say
The
about the food.
reconstituted Thai food doesn't count because it was provided by the expedition. They didn't pay
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So no food whatsoever.
No food this week. So our question this week: what is something that you agreed to way too quickly before thinking it through?
The only thing I can come up with, the only thing that I can remember is I had a friend of mine, now an ex-friend, and it was a New Year's Eve party.
Hmm.
And of course I love playing pool, and he said, "Well, they've got a pool table there." And I'm in, definitely. But I went to this house party, and it was by far the most arsenically boring house party ever.
Okay.
We were playing pool, and then there was about 25 people there, and they started to play this game where you sit there in total silence and talk to each other through body movements. I know it sounds strange. So if you're going to
It sounds
say
like a theater exercise.
thank you, it was basically a theater
It
exercise.
sounds like an actor exercise.
Yeah, complete silence. And I'm sitting there listening to watching this going, and I went to play pool, and one of them said, "No, no, no, you can't play where we're playing this. You got to join in." And I'm like, "Uh-huh." So I walked outside and I rang my acquaintance Kelly and said, "Are you doing anything?" She's like, "No." I said, "Do you want to come pick me up? I'm on this street in this area." And 25 minutes later, she picked me up, and we
You
went
went and
off.
played pool?
We went off to back to the actual pool hall and spent the rest of the night there playing pool. But the house party was the worst. And the worst part about it is the following year, he said to me, "Do you want to go with?" There's a guy. There's a friend of mine that's got a house party that they're going to be playing pool all night. And I
He's
went,
like,
"Yep,
yeah,
no,
no.
no, no, no." I went, "Yep, no worries." I got in the car. We drove to the house, and as soon as I saw the house, I'm like, "Oh
No.
hell no!" So he stopped the car. I rang Kelly again. I said, "Kelly," and she's like, "I'm on my way." So that was
Same place.
I said, "Same place." I didn't even make it inside of the house. So yeah, I unfortunately said yes twice to the wrong thing. So yeah, never ever do that again. So now, if someone says, "Do you want him?" Like, probably not. You know, it's easier to say no rather and not worry about what you're going to miss out on because you don't know any better than
Yeah.
sit there and say yes. And look, I'm sure there are places that you go to that are awesome. That if you say yes, you have the best time. But yeah, those two were not my favorite things of the
Okay.
yeah. What about you?
Nothing is really coming to mind.
Oh, well, I'm glad you made the question just for me.
I mean,
But
I'm sure that there probably are, but I really try not to keep stuff like that in my head.
hmm, well, that is the question
But
for
then again,
everybody.
you could say my first marriage.
Well, yeah, I mean, everyone could say their first marriage if
Not
they've
everybody.
if they're divorced.
My parents was only their first
No,
marriage
no, no,
was
no. But if you get
their first
divorced,
marriage.
you could
No.
always sit there and say, if members
Oh,
of our
oh, okay,
family have been,
okay. Well, that being said, not everybody's first marriage went from hi, nice to meet you to I do in 2.5 months.
yeah. But it worked at that stage for you, so
Yeah, it lasted almost 6 years.
there we go. But yes, that question is for everybody in the family. Perpetual Motion Squad 00 at gmail.com if you want to answer the question, or you can do it in the comment section of Spotify. Please remember you can do that because I always monitor that very, very
And on the
closely.
Facebook page.
Facebook page, Facebook group, if you want to answer stuff there, or on YouTube, you can just put it into the comment section and I monitor that as well.
Yep.
So,
Okay. Chuck Lorre Productions, number 252. The following is an excerpt from my keynote speech at the 2009 Science Fiction and Fantasy Writers of America Nebula Awards. When I was 12 years old, my teenage sister had a boyfriend whom my parents lovingly named Cross-eyed Larry. In my official capacity as obnoxious little brother, I took it upon myself to annoy and harass poor Larry at every opportunity. In fact, I specifically learned to cross my eyes so I could welcome him to our home with the appropriately juvenile comedic flair. My mother constantly warned me that if I didn't stop doing that, my eyes would stay crossed, and in hindsight, it appears that if she was lying, or at best, misinformed. Anyway, my speech tonight is a long overdue attempt to make amends for my childish pestering and cruelty toward this polite young man whose only discernible character flaw was a poorly aimed libido. There was no way he was getting over on my sister. But even more than amends, I needed to find some way to thank him. Here's why. Way back in 1964, Larry did something that would change my life forever. In order to get rid of me so he could stick his tongue down my sister's throat, Larry gave me a dog-eared copy of Ray Bradbury's The Martian Chronicles. His plan worked brilliantly. The book not only turned my prepubescent Hardy Boys world upside down, it would begin my lifelong love affair with science fiction. Unfortunately, Cross-eyed Larry was not so lucky. Ultimately rejected by my sister, he descended into a life of drugs and crime that ended tragically when he was murdered in Attica State Prison because another inmate thought he was looking at him funny. It's not funny, that's
okay.
sad.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, just want to let everybody know.
That really brought it to a grinding halt, didn't
Well,
it?
it was rather,
Yeah.
yeah, you got to laugh at that because if you don't, it's rather dark,
It's very dark.
very dark. Now, as of the 14th of February, 2026, at exactly now 10:27 a.m.,
Uh-huh.
we just want to let everybody know we have had 3,114 downloads of our show.
Wow.
Yeah, we missed
That's
the three
just on Spotify.
just on Spotify.
Yeah, that doesn't count YouTube
No.
or Apple Podcasts or anything else.
No, it just says for Spotify. So we just want to let everybody know that
Thank
thank you very
you.
much for letting us get to that point again, and I can see some emojis coming. There we go. Some love heart, which is actually good because it's Valentine's Day, so love hearts all
It
around.
seemed
But yeah,
appropriate,
we are very,
but
very humbled and very excited that we
grateful.
got that. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. 3,114 downloads.
Wow, that's amazing. That is
Hmm.
so exciting.
Yep.
And it's at what, 10,000 that Spotify recognizes us?
Yeah, 10,000 Spotify will
We should be there in a couple of seasons.
hmm
Hmm. Cool. That's
and
exciting.
if we ever get to 100,000 downloads on
On YouTube.
YouTube, we will actually get notified that we get a little plaque to say that we got a 100,000. The gold plaque, obviously, would be amazing,
Uh,
but you have to get a million downloads for
you
that one.
never know. We might get there. It's a popular show.
Mm.
So, speaking of which, if you know anybody who enjoys The Big Bang, please tell them about the video and audio podcast and invite them to come and join. And make sure you leave a like and a review
Yep.
wherever you listen or watch. Please definitely join the YouTube channel. That way you'll get notified when a new episode does drop. And leave us a like and review because that does help other people come and find us.
Definitely.
Yep. And right now, on at least on Spotify, we are the number one Big Bang Theory fan podcast,
We are.
which is,
Absolutely.
which is very, very
Here
exciting.
comes some emojis. Yay! Every time I see what you just sit there and get really, really intense, I know you're trying to find an emoji, so.
Oh.
Alrighty.
But no, seriously, we love that you guys are supporting and loving the podcast. Don't forget to follow the Facebook page and join the group
Yep.
because we do post a lot of stuff about the big. Okay, so where all the questions and things go is usually on the page, and then all of the fun stuff, the extra stuff, goes into the Facebook group, and we love it when people post about different things or comment on the posts. We definitely post a lot of Big Bang Theory stuff, but I also like to post a lot of other Nerdverse stuff. So,
Yeah.
in the last week, I've posted a couple of different Star Wars things, some Star Trek stuff, and even some Doctor Who. And
Now,
I like Doctor Who.
in about 2 weeks' time, we're going to have a mailbag
Hmm.
for all the answers that we've actually had, but we're also going to do so that's going to be a bonus episode. So
Yes,
it's not going to
we'll
be
still have our regularly scheduled
yeah,
episode.
yeah, because we realized that just a mailbag episode is not popular.
No.
People are
And,
okay with watching it, but we are not getting anywhere near the listens or the watches that
yeah, so
we
we
have.
want to make sure that we're giving you guys what you want.
Yeah. So we're going to do a
That
mailbag
sounded
episode,
dirty.
give the guys what they want.
Yeah,
Well, that's true. They could have some
that
brown chicken
sounded
brown
dirty.
cow,
About Chickawa.
brown chicken
We haven't
wawa.
bought Chickawa in a while.
That's true, but at least we can go all night
That's true. We can go all night, baby.
to the wee small hours of about 8 o'clock.
Well, at least 8:30.
Eight, well, that's pushing it right to the limits of 8:30. Jeez, eight
Hey,
o'clock's probably
I was awake until after 10 the other night and I didn't fall asleep in the living room.
that's
So,
because we were watching Jurassic Park.
yeah,
So,
it made me a nervous wreck.
as we said, it's a good movie. It's not great. I think they've overexhausted that franchise, but you know what? If it makes money and people are still willing to go and
And
watch it,
honestly,
then
it was a bit predictable.
it really was. But I do
And
like it that Scarlett Johansson was the badass in that
well, she
show.
always plays the badass.
But it really is interesting that the women are the ones that manage to save everybody. All
Yeah.
these the macho guys, all the women. I mean, you look
Well,
at the
even in Avengers
Endgame.
Endgame, she was the one who sacrificed herself in order to make it possible to save the world.
Yeah, but the one person that actually saved the entire group
Captain Marvel.
was Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Without Captain Marvel, the Avengers would have been for Jesus.
Thanos would never have fallen without
No,
her. Yeah.
without Captain Marvel. And
Yeah.
so Captain Marvel is the badass.
Yeah.
She's the one that
Yeah.
saves all the
Well, this
boys.
is why I have the wall of badass bitches.
You do.
And Black Widow was one of my first
Yes, it
on
was.
that wall.
Yep.
Yeah.
And as you can see on the back of me, a lot of Kiss stuff. No, I have not got any new stuff yet, but I'm working on it.
Yeah. Okay. So that being said, come and join us, comment, follow along, join the conversations. We
Come
love
to
it
the
when you do.
family.
And if you are wanting to send a little love and a little thank you for the work that we do on this podcast, which will never have ads,
Nope.
please feel free to shout us a coffee.
Yeah, and
There's a,
if you do want to be part of the podcast, just let us know through the email that you want to
can
be
I
part
can
of
I
it.
finish my thought, please?
I'm sorry.
He always does that. So I was saying there are PayPal me links everywhere.
Yes,
The
I am.
YouTube, the Spotify, the Facebook page, the Facebook group, and you can always email us for the link at
Perpetuation Squad 00 at gmail.com.
cool. And like I said, we do this because we love Big Bang Theory and we love spending this time with you. So we'll never ask for you to, we'll never do like a Patreon or anything like that.
Mhm.
But if you want to show a little love and appreciation, we would absolutely love it if you wanted to shout us a coffee.
Exactly. And if you
So
do want to be part of the group, part of the a podcast episode, just let us know.
absolutely. Just email us at
Perpetuation Squad 00 at gmail.com.
perfect. All right. So that's it for this week. Next
Yep.
week, we'll be back with season 3, episode 1, the electric can opener fluctuation. And we can't wait to see you then. And in the meantime, we'll catch up with the Cheesecake Factory.
Bye, everyone.